fluorescent stuff?
It's not in the cities.
Uh-oh. Call to order for City of Cannon Falls City Council meeting for Tuesday, March 4th, 2025. If I could get a roll call, please.
Sure. Diane Johnson.
Here.
Zimmerman.
Here.
Chad Johnson.
Here.
Jepson.
Here.
Novak.
Here.
Cronenberger.
Here.
And Montgomery.
Here, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If I could get an approval of tonight's agenda.
So moved.
Motion from Diane.
Second.
Second from Jepson. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. It passes. Nobody has signed up for public input, so we'll skip item 5, get it to consent agenda. Consent agenda items may be adopted under one motion as presented or may be removed for discussion and resolution as council business. Item A is the just and correct claims for the accounting period ending on February 26, 2025. And item B, meeting minutes, February 18th, 2025 City Council meeting. Is there anything the council would like to pull down? If not, I would take a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion.
Motion from Lisa.
Second.
Second from Chris. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Gets us to our council business. Tonight, we will have a presentation, Memorandum of Understanding, Three Rivers Community Action.
And
John, if you'd like to introduce
Sure.
first. while
Thank
they
you,
set up.
Mayor. I'm going to introduce Tracy and Diane from the Three Rivers Community Action. They're going to talk to us about a memorandum of understanding for a service agreement for the transportation services that are provided within the city of Cannon Falls and surrounding area.
Maybe.
Give me one. We'll see if we've got it, the podium HDMI.
Otherwise, we can be quite
Oh,
animated.
there we go.
There we go.
Thank gosh.
So I'm Tracy. I'm one of the co-directors with Hiawatha Land Transit. We operate underneath Three Rivers Community Action. Just put a short presentation together for you. Here's just some history of how public transit was started. And unfortunately, in our records, I'm not able to tell you the exact year that we started here in Cannon Falls. I'm going on my 12th year with transit, and we were in Cannon Falls before I started. So we've been here a while. And then our latest, according to this, was in 2012 when we took over Northfield and Faribault. We have added a few smaller dial-a-ride communities since then as well. Types of service that we offer. Deviated routes are in our bigger communities, so Red Wing, Faribault, and Northfield. We have a deviated kind of fixed route. It goes around the same loop once an hour, and we can deviate up to 4 blocks, which is 0.2 miles. And then we have Dial-A-Ride, which is what we operate here in Cannon Falls. That's where people call in. We're a demand response. We're curb-to-curb service. We do have quite a few individuals here in the area that set up subscription rides, so they're needing the same transportation, the same days out of the week for the same time frame. So they're able to set that up. They only call in if they need to cancel, but we do have that service here in town. And then we have a Heart Volunteer Transportation, which we have individuals who volunteer their time and their vehicle to take individuals outside of that area that we can't get to with our buses. So for the city of Cannon Falls, kind of a map here, obviously you're aware of what the boundaries are for the city. We can travel outside of city limits if time permits, and then we do go to Randolph. There is quite a demand for school-aged children to get them back and forth between the two communities. So we do have that transportation. And then outside, when we get out into the country, we come into some safety concerns and some areas of concern when it comes to accessing those locations. So those we take as a time-by-time basis, and we do have a team that goes out and looks at those and identifies if it's a location we can access or not. Our ridership, obviously pre-2020, we were really doing great. 2020 was hard on all of our service areas. We bounced back a little bit, and then we're declining some. Obviously, like I mentioned, the Randolph kiddos, that is the big number of what we do, and that's slowly declining with the close of the open enrollment. So definitely some room for marketing and to build our ridership back up here in Cannon Falls. Here's some of the other dial-a-ride communities that we service. We have Plainview, which is also with Elgin, Wabasha Kellogg, Kenyon, Wanamingo, Lake City, and we go to Frontenac, Pine Island, and then Zumbrota, Mazeppa. We did update our fares at the beginning of 2024. So a dial-a-ride is now $2.50 per ride. And then at the beginning of 2024, we started for our first time doing an unlimited monthly pass for our dial-a-ride communities. We've had them in our route towns, but we had some requests for that in our dial-a-ride communities as well. So we have a student pass, which is $60. That's to and from school. They can as much as needed throughout the month. And then dial-a-ride for adult, senior, and child would be $70. And again, they can go anywhere within that service area, unlimited. They can go multiple times a day, no restrictions at all, as long as it's within the service area. Some exciting things that happened in 2024. We received a new bus for Cannon Falls. This was a bus that I believe was supposed to be ordered in 2020. It all kind of jumbles together a little bit because we had 11 buses that showed up in 2024, and we have 2 more that are coming within the next month or 2, and then another one that we just ordered for the 2024 year. So this bus was a long time coming. If any of you saw the bus that was here at the beginning of 2024, we were probably one snowbank away from it falling apart. It had done its job for us, and we were able, actually that one we ended up taking to a junkyard. If any of you seen the Rochester Post Bulletin, it was highlighted in the trailer races down in St. Charles. That was the Cannon Falls bus that was there. So some other things, we're in the midst of a camera system update. We do have onboard surveillance cameras on all of our buses, both for the safety of our passengers, but also our drivers. And then we're currently taking bids for an upgraded radio system. We operate off of the towers, and we want to go to an IP base. So we were hoping to have that all dialed in, but we only have one quote, so we're still waiting for another quote on that so that we can get those purchased and installed. Our plans for 2025, a new position that we started in 2024 was a education, transit education person to help with educating the public. A lot of individuals in the public feel like you have to be disabled or a child or a senior in order to use our service, and that's just not the case. We are there for anyone and everyone. We take everybody from preschool all the way up to seniors, to school, to outings, to appointments, to work, all sorts of things. So our plan is to get him out and about in the communities, do presentations at some of the apartment complexes, senior living facilities for groups, different things like that. We do want to build our ridership. Like we said, we're still not back to pre-COVID numbers, and we definitely want to work on that. We are updating our scheduling software to allow for an online app option for passengers or their loved ones if they're booking rides for a parent that is needing our transportation. Our current software we worked with for the last 4 years trying to get a passenger portal up and going, and it just hasn't happened. So we are looking for new software where you could book a ride, you could track that ride, you could see where the bus is, how, anticipate when it's gonna arrive, and also make payments online. So that's, we have a RFP out right now for that, looking to implement that over the summer months so that we're ready to rock and roll when school starts. And then another thing that we are starting in 2025 is Community Connections, where we would have the availability for people within the city of Cannon Falls to get both towards Red Wing and Wabasha County if they so desired, and then also Rice County, so Northfield, Faribault. So there'll be some surveys that'll be coming out that we'll be reaching out and asking for your help with to get those out to community members and community partners, just to get input of where do people want to go? How can we make that a successful route? But we're using some underperforming route hours to build those community connections. They're not allowing for any expansion right now within MnDOT. So we're trying to repurpose some really underperforming routes and trying to help out members of our communities by doing these community connections. And that is all we have for you. If anyone has any questions, I have mine and Diane's email information up there, and I'll share this with John, and he can get that out to you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for that update. And then just for the action item for the council, in the past, typically when those bus replacements came, Three Rivers would come to the cities their partner cities and ask them for a contribution, usually on that one time. Unfortunately, with the state of the world and everything else, inflation is caught up in that world as well. Those costs of that equipment has really gone up. The bus that they did replace, is well over twice what the last cost of the bus was. So in effort to try to spread that out and still get support from these communities to help finance this much needed equipment, they're looking at spreading that cost over 5 years at a contribution of $6,000 per year. So that's before us tonight in terms of the request that they have. It has been through some other communities and the partner communities that they have. We did talk about this at our finance committee, and it was recommended from there to approve it tonight.
Any questions or comments from the council? Hearing none, I would seek approval of the memorandum of understanding with Three Rivers and the actionable item of $6,000 per year for 5 years.
Motion to approve.
Motion from Lisa,
Second?
second from Diane. All those in favor? Or was there another question? Oh, are you gonna?
Yeah.
You want to abstain from this one?
Yes, I
Okay.
will be abstaining.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So that's a 5-0 with abstain. All right.
One
Thank
thing
you.
I wanted to add real quick, she was too fast. The community connections, I just wanted to make note that is only going to be at the cost of $5, and it doesn't matter if they would if they want to go towards Wabasha County, they would take the Red Wing connection here in Cannon Falls back to Red Wing and then be able to go. So it doesn't matter if they're skipping one community or 3 communities, it's going to be $5 per way.
Cost is the
So,
same.
Yep, so a great thing, and we would appreciate your support when it comes time to market those.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. All right. We're going to go around the horn. Jed.
So we have snow coming tonight at some point. Just ask that everybody be safe while traveling. Depending on conditions, if it is blizzard conditions, I will not have the guys out until it is safe for them to be out plowing. So it may not be till later in the morning. So, yeah. Otherwise, stay home if you can.
Yep.
So.
All right. Thank you, Jed. Chief?
Jed's always a pessimist. I'm hopeful that it won't be tons of heavy, wet snow and people will be able to get their streets plowed and out of town and to work tomorrow morning without any trouble. To ensure that happens smoothly, please get your cars off the street. We have no idea how much this is going to be. Is it going to be 2 inches? Is it going to be 12 inches? Irregardless, at some point those guys are going to come out to clear the streets, and having the cars off the streets makes it much more safe for them and more efficient. So we just would ask our residents to make sure they get their vehicles off the street tonight because snow is coming. We're fairly confident of that. We just don't know how much and how heavy. So thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Sarah? John?
Since Laura's not here, I will share with the group. The EDA hosted a kind of strategic planning meeting or collaboration meeting with members from the school board, the chamber, the EDA, EIC, and some of the council members as well were able to participate. Really great conversation, kind of really sparked some ideas for things that we want to see, and I believe we'll kind of take some of that and move that into more action items down the road. And then again, I want to say a big thanks to the council for all coming yesterday to that council retreat. I found that for myself personally and professionally, it's going to be really helpful as we navigate and work through and this relationship that we have just kind of begun. So thank you very much for that.
All right. Thanks, John. Laura? Chris?
Good.
Jep?
Good.
Diane? Lisa?
Good.
Chad?
I want to thank Jed for the tour of the sewer plant this week, and last week I was able to go to the League of Minnesota Cities, so thanks for that, John.
Congratulations to the boys wrestling individuals that made it to state. I believe the two brothers, Owen and Adam Parrish, took third in their weight classes. So congratulations to them. Earlier today, I was fortunate enough to be invited out to Danny Lundell. His farm is southwest of town. He had an event where Governor Walz actually visited Cannon Falls today. So they invited me out there. I got to meet the governor and say a little introduction with his appearance. Not every day that, I know in small town politics we are nonpartisan, but not every day the governor gets to visit your city. So that was a nice event, and I'm glad that Danny had reached out to invite me to that. Other than that, the work session today with Tract being present, that has been recorded. Is that going to be posted on YouTube? Okay, so if our citizens do have some questions, or they can always watch it there, try to catch up on that. Obviously, they laid out a timeline in front of all the different things that are going to have to happen in the near future, so.
Yeah, it will not be the last time we see or
Correct.
hear from them, and
Yeah.
certainly, as we said in the meeting and reiterated, if you have comments about the project, whether they're specifically related to the environmental concerns that the AUAR is going to be addressing, or if it's building and zoning and planning and site development concerns, you can share them. Like they may not be the perfect time for that moment, but we're not here to turn comments away.
Correct. Those comments will be seen, guaranteed, and responded to. Correct. So, all right, with nothing else, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion from Jep. Second from Lisa. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned. Thank you, everybody.